Hello, I'm Laura McHarrie at The Hidden Edge with another tea break tip on how to use business models and tools to help you manage your growing business. Today we're looking at Bowman's strategic clock. It's actually a model that was developed by Cliff Bowman and David Faulkner. And it's a model that explores the options for strategic positioning, how a product should be positioned to give it the most competitive position in the marketplace. The purpose of the clock is to illustrate that a business will have a variety of options of how to position itself based on two dimensions, price and perceived value. So let's have a look at Bowman's strategic clock. The two axes we have price along the bottom and value or perceived value along the side. And low price, low value added is not a very competitive position for a business. The product is not differentiated and the customer perceives very little value despite the low price. This is very much bargain basement strategy. And the only way to remain competitive is to be as cheap as chips and hope that nobody's going to undercut you. Bargain pricing. Businesses position themselves here, look to be low-cost leaders in a market. The strategy is about cost minimization, and to be successful, we need to associate with economies of scale. Profit margins on each product will be low, but the high volume of output still generates generally good profits overall. Competition amongst businesses with a low price position is usually intense and involves price wars. Hybrid pricing. This involves some element of low pricing relative to the competition, but also some product differentiation. The aim is to persuade customers or consumers that there is good added value through the combination of a reasonably priced and acceptable product differentiation. This can be quite effective, particularly if the value involved is offered consistently. The aim of the differentiation strategy is to offer customers the highest level of perceived value, and branding plays a key role in this strategy, as does the perception of the branding. This is about high quality product with a strong brand awareness and good consumer loyalty. The focused differentiation strategy aims to position a product at the highest level of price, where customers buy the product because of the high perceived value. This positioning strategy, adopted by the luxury labels, aims to achieve premium prices by highly targeted segmentation, promotion, and distribution. The risky high margins. This is a strategy that you might argue is doomed for failure. With this strategy, the business sets high prices without offering anything extra in terms of perceived value. If a customer continues to buy at these high prices, the profits will be high, but eventually the customer will find better positioned products that often offers more perceived value for the same or a lower price. This is generally considered as price skimming. Monopoly pricing is where a business has a monopoly in the market and there is only one business offering that particular product. The monopolist doesn't need to be too concerned about what the value the customer perceives in the product. The fact is that they only have the one choice, which is to buy or not to buy. There are no other alternatives. And the last position is that of loss of market share. And this is where the price is medium, but the value is low, and it's a recipe for disaster in any competitive market. Setting a middle range or standard price for a product with a low perceived value is unlikely to win over the goodwill of many consumers. So what does this mean for our business strategies? Design and pricing new offerings. This is developing something new for the marketplace and looking strategically at how you're pricing that new offering. Targeting high profit customers. This is about segmenting your marketplace and looking at where your business generates the best part of its profit. Reducing discounting and strengthening price governance. Having a decent pricing strategy allows you to avoid discounting, particularly if you're not the salesperson in the business. So as the owner manager, when you're delegating, if you have a discounting policy, then the chances of your staff or your sales staff using discounting is likely to happen. Optimizing profitability of a portfolio or a business unit. This allows you to separate your business into different parts, and considering the portfolio or the units within each of your businesses in terms of where it can generate the best profitable outcome. Respond strategically to competitive threats. This is thinking about what will happen if you are in the business where you're working, you're not working in a monopoly. And even if you are working in a monopoly, you still have to consider what will happen if somebody enters the marketplace too. How are you going to respond to that from a pricing perspective? Increasing sales or channel effectiveness. This is where you're looking at your ways of getting to your target audience. What are your salespeople like? How are they performing? What are your sales channels like? And how effective are they? Change or simplify the pricing models. Is your offering too complex? If it is, you might want to think about bundling it up, selling more than one rather than individuals. You might want to look at your service as a gold, silver and bronze modelling, so that people can easily identify what it is that they want to purchase and they can self-discriminate. Architect and engineer value outcomes. This is looking at what it is that you're able to produce and engineer with your business in order to give value to your clients. Lower the offerings, the sales or operational costs. This is about thinking about your internal resources and how much it's costing you to provide the business, the product or the service, and where you can make some savings, because it isn't always about increasing prices. Sometimes you can make more profit by lowering the cost that you're expending on producing that. The Value and Pricing Partners has developed this business impact valuator that you can access on the internet at that web address. If you want to have a go, you can have a free assessment of where you might fit into these strategies. If you're not quite sure, put in your details and your information, and they will respond to you within 72 hours with some information that might help you think about what it is that you need to do in order to help you with your pricing issues. Okay, so that's your first look at Bowman's strategy clock and the business impact value website that I've illustrated there. Do start thinking about what it is that you need to do with your prices and how you might raise them if that's the right thing for you to do. Download the templates from the Hidden Edge website, and whilst you're there, share your stories of how you've increased your prices and how it's worked for you. That's it from me. Until next tea break time, enjoy the rest of this one.